This was the craziest situation. So let me just give you the price tag for this secret shop.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden.
Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle Wynn and I do videos all about motherhood, lifestyle, and 30-day challenges. Ooh, I like how my hair is blowing right now. Yeah, so if that sounds like it could interest you, please subscribe. And so today I'm going to be talking about just some things you need to be aware of if you are going to be starting secret shopping. Right now it's kind of hard to do with everything being closed down and whatnot, but when things open back up again, it's a really good opportunity. I enjoy it. There's because I've been doing it for a while, I kind of, I've learned what companies I like working for, which ones I don't, making sure I read the rules and guidelines super carefully so I get paid for, the work that I do. But yeah, I'm just gonna, there's about 5 or so stories of over the years, things that have happened while I was secret shopping, and yeah, just so you know, kind of some things to be aware of, things that could happen, and then you won't get paid for these type of situations. So the first thing was at a pizza place, and the reason I didn't get paid was because I forgot why, but oh wait, there's a bug, I need to save it, hold on, let's see, it's just like swimming. Oh my goodness, I do not even know what type of bug those are. Okay, I couldn't just like watch them fight for their life while I'm filming. Okay, yeah, so the guideline, was just like go through the line, order a pizza, time how long it takes essentially, and I was doing all those things, but like I said, I forgot what happened, but for some reason my husband like got cut or something, and he needed a band-aid, and so we asked for a band-aid, and it ended up getting, like, we wrote it into the report because another thing came along that was weird with it, and I thought this company should know. I mean, it's like secret shopping, right? They want to evaluate the business, what can they improve on, and the girl, like, I felt like she was kind of weird, like, so she got us the band-aid, and then she went up to my husband and she was like, here, I'll put it on for you, I'll be your little nurse. And I'm just like, that's like weird, it's not like we're friends, or like, even if like you were like, say my husband's friend, like that girlfriend of that friend, like something like that, like you're not even that, you're some worker like at this pizza place, like, and you're gonna say that? I just thought it was weird. So like I wrote it in the report so they would know, and like maybe they could talk to that girl, or maybe she won't talk to customers or customers' husbands like that. Okay, I hope you can see me okay. It looks kind of dark on my phone, but so anyways, yeah, I put that in the report because I thought that's something they could know, so she doesn't talk to customers like that. But we didn't get paid because they said us ordering the band-aid made the time like longer or something, but we ordered that like after we were done. Well, you can't really order a band-aid, but we asked for the band-aid like after our transaction and everything was completed. And so it's just like they can be a stickler about little things like that, and I thought it was just crazy because it's like, okay, do you want my husband to just bleed everywhere, like, or if we didn't mention it, okay, do you like how that worker talked to the customers? Like, it's just the whole thing. It's like sometimes you think like, do they actually want to like better their business? Like, like I gave them all the information they needed, the time it took, if my pizza was burned or not, everything they asked for I gave them, except I asked for a band-aid. But so they got all the information they needed plus more, and then I don't get paid. So yeah, stuff like that can happen all the time. Another situation was I was at a very well-known electronics store, we'll put it like that, and what I had to do was go to the Samsung area and like essentially talk to the guy, kind of see what cell phone he recommended or something like that, right? And there was guidelines for like, okay, what to do if he's not there. And he wasn't there, and we followed those guidelines. It said like wait for like 15 minutes or something like that, and we waited for like 20-25 minutes because we were like, you know, just in the store anyways. Like we were like monitoring that area, and we were in that area for like 25 minutes, like right there. The guy did not come, like, and so I wrote the report up, like, we waited, this and that, and we got like some other information they asked for, but we didn't get paid because we were supposed to like tell someone or something, but that wasn't in the guidelines. Like it didn't say that, and so it just was really frustrating because I always like, I'm very detail oriented, and I read the fine print and in between the lines, etc., etc., and it didn't say anything about telling someone. So yeah, that happened. Another situation was at a very well-known alcohol store, and at the time of going to this place, I was pregnant and my husband was with me, so we thought it would make more sense, you know, like let's have it kind of be like my husband like asking the questions, and kind of like the alcohol's for my husband, because I thought it would be weird and a red flag if like I'm like talking about alcohol and stuff but I'm pregnant. Like how would that make sense, right? Like you literally cannot drink if you're pregnant. So I'm like, you know, I was right there. I told my husband like what's up, I told him all the rules, what he's supposed to ask, etc. He did perfect. Like my husband did everything to the guidelines. We filled out the survey, gave them all the information they ever needed, but they said that because I said I was pregnant in the survey, they made it too easy to recognize who I was or something like that to the workers. I don't even understand. But I'm like, okay, but if I had to enter the time I left the building, the time I arrived at the building, like the conversation we had with the worker, you're telling me that wouldn't be enough in itself to like show who I was? You know, like you don't need to know that I was pregnant to know, oh, I know what couple it was that came in, you know what I mean? So like, because I mentioned I was pregnant, I didn't get paid for a shop. Pretty crazy. Yeah, so before I say my grand finale story, I just wanted to mention that like years and years ago, I tried secret shopping, and these two mini events happened to kind of discourage me from secret shopping for a while. So the first one was I had to go to a pretty well-known electronics store, but it was like a smaller type. They just had like big appliances, like washers, dryers, computers, things like that, like just big things, no like really small things. And so what you do is you go, you ask these questions. In that particular scenario, I was supposed to be acting like I'm a student, which I was at the time, and seeing kind of what computer got recommended to me, which laptop. And so I did that, you know, but the way that there's proof that he went is a receipt with a lot of these places, right? And there was like nothing for me to buy. I'm like looking around, like, what am I supposed to buy? And I think the pay was like maybe like $10 or something. And like the least expensive thing I saw was like a pack of batteries for like $7. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so that totally just, you know, made me unmotivated to continue. And then another thing, for a certain grocery store, they do ID checks for like buying alcohol. And I signed up for it before I knew that like I would have to act like I was buying alcohol, and I didn't want to do that. I thought it was just like secret shopping the grocery store where you like, you know, see how the customer service was, etc. And I didn't feel comfortable at the time doing the alcohol purchase because I was like 18 or something, right? And like that's like scary to like act like you're buying alcohol and stuff. Like I didn't want to do that. And so she emailed me, like I explained, and then she emailed me back like this really rude email saying like, no one's ever done this before, like why am I even a secret shopper, and like all this. So after those two incidents, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't like secret shopping. Okay, so fast forward to now. This was the craziest situation. So let me just give you the price tag for this secret shop, because a lot of times, you know, you go, you spend your money, and then they reimburse you plus pay, and like, you know, you get your money back plus some for all these things, right? So this was a secret shop somewhere in Florida for a very, very nice restaurant, and it was reimburse $100, pay $40, right? So you go eat at this fancy nice restaurant, you get paid $140 essentially, right? Sounds good, right? So you were allowed to bring friends, so we decided to bring my husband's friend and his girlfriend. So I check out the survey, it's 140 questions long, right? Literally, it's like a question per dollar. I was like, oh, that's interesting, $140, 140 questions. So they were kind of broken up into categories, and you know, we were going to be paying essentially for our friend's meal. So we said, hey, like, I gave each of them like a little category, will you focus on these questions? I screenshotted the questions, sent it to them. Hey, when we go, you pay attention to this stuff, right? And kind of like give me the answers and send it to me, and you know, I'll fill out the survey type of thing. And so we had like 4 eyes, you know, assigned to different jobs, etc. We were gonna get all the information needed. Okay, so I gave each of them, you know, a category to watch for, and we go, we have a nice time. The food is amazing, the dessert super amazing. We got all the information we needed, have a great time. I fill out the survey, they send me the parts I needed, send it off, I get it back, essentially saying I need more detail on a couple of the things. Okay, sure, that happens, sure. And the ones where you have to write, I added a little bit more stuff, send it off. I get it back again, kind of saying I still need to go into more detail. I was like, this is when I was kind of like, this is getting strange. I don't know what more I could add, but okay. I add more, trying to think what else I could say, but you know, sometimes you can only say so much about a food you get, or about the service, or like things like that, right? I send it off, I get it back again. They're saying I still need to add more detail. So they had sent me an example one. I look at the example one, and which I had looked at before we went, and it was like kind of like a step-by-step. Like, we got to the hostess stand at 7:04. Shirley talked to us and said we had to wait 5 minutes. We waited 4 minutes. Barbara took us to our seats and told us to enjoy our meal. See what I'm saying? It was like exactly like every second, not just Shirley greeted us, Barbara took us to our seat. Okay, you see the difference? And that's fair. Like, I understand that. So I was like, okay. So, you know, I went back, I added in some timestamps, I, you know, added names if I forgot names, every detail. I was like, okay, this is good now. Like, I see what they wanted. Like, okay, fine. So I added that, sent it off. I for sure thought that was good, because I went back through everyone, added as much as you could possibly say, right? I mean, I didn't know what else I could say. They sent it back. And so at this point, I'm like, I've done everything I could do, you know what I mean? And so all 4 of us have master's degree. Whether it's from University of Florida or elsewhere, we all have master's degrees, right? We are very smart, intelligent people. We have good writing skills, things like that. So I sent it off to my husband's friend. I tell him, kind of what they're looking for, and can you add some? He added. I overlooked it. It looked great. I sent it off. They still did not accept it. And I did it exactly how they wanted. You know, timestamps, names, details, paragraphs upon paragraphs. Not to mention just like the not paragraph answers that I gave. We did 140 questions for them. Everything they needed to know. They got so much information from us, but we didn't get paid. Like, I just think that is totally crazy. Like, we had 4 I's, we didn't miss a thing, 4 master's degrees, proper sentences, spelling, punctuation, sentences, and didn't get paid. I was thinking, like, if 4 people with master's degrees couldn't, like, fulfill, like, what they wanted, like, I don't know who could, you know what I mean? Like, it was just totally crazy to me. All of us have eyes for details, and it just was enough. And I think that is like a fraud. Like, that's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and so anyways, just like, be careful what companies you're working for. Make sure you read the guidelines. Make sure you're doing everything they want, or else they do have the right to not pay you. And all these little things, like mentioning you're pregnant, asking for a Band-Aid, not giving them apparently enough information, which I don't know what else we could have gave, you know what I mean? So just be careful, shop with reputable ones. I'll list some reputable ones below, and thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.